Hey y'all, what's up? It's Julie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today's video is actually a bonus video. I normally post Flosstube videos every other week, and I decided for this stitch along that I would record my progress and upload it as extra videos. So it is a sped up version, of course. As you can tell, I'm already speeding along. It does flip in just a second. I realized while I was stitching that the camera was facing the wrong way, but I do fix it in just a second. So, like I said, this is the Sitchonomy Halloween 2020 Stitch Along. Sitchonomy is a company run by I think she's German, but that could be wrong. Actually, that probably is wrong. But anyways, she does stitch alongs throughout the year. So there's one for Halloween, and I know there's a winter one coming up. She did say it was not specifically Christmas, but more just an overall winter theme. So that's fun. The stitch alongs are free to sign up until a certain date. The date for this one has passed, but you can still sign up for a Patreon if you want to join, or once the SAL is over, it's available for purchase. So if you're interested in stitching this, you still can. It just costs money now. And then the winter signups haven't started yet, which those will be free, I'm assuming, once she comes out with that. So, and there's a Facebook group you can join. It's just called Sitchonomy Sitchalongs, I think. So if you're interested in that, then join the Facebook group. So I thought I would just talk about the little pattern and just talk like a little stitch along, but sped up. So pattern 1 that you're seeing right now is a witch, and there is a little bit of a summary. So, okay, wait, I didn't explain this very good. So basically there's 31 patterns, and she comes out with one every single day. It comes into my email. So every single day there's a little pattern that is released, and they take under an hour for me to stitch. So it's a quick little stitch every day, although I actually am recording this after I've done 9 days, and I actually did 4 of the patterns today. So it's not like you have to do one every single day. You can play catch up sometimes. But with the email, when she emails the pattern, she also includes a little paragraph with it about the pattern. So the paragraph she included for the witch's legs says, "A brief history of witches and witchcraft. Witches and witchcraft go back a long way and can be found in most traditional cultures all over the world. The word witch is over 1,000 years old and can be linked to the English word wise. Witchcraft actually means craft of the wise." So that's the little paragraph she included in the email with this pattern. And I think it's just kind of interesting to read over those little paragraphs. So I will do that as I'm stitching, or as I am talking to you guys while you watch me stitch. The reason that I didn't talk while I was stitching is because since I sped it up, it would just be like a really, really sped up you wouldn't be able to understand what I was saying if I talked while I was stitching and then sped up my talking. So that's why I'm doing a voiceover and you're hearing me talk after I actually stitched it. But as you can see in this part of the video, I hadn't finished the border yet, and I still haven't actually finished the entire border. She released the border about 2 weeks before the actual stitch along started, so like in the middle of September, she released the pattern for the border. And so you're supposed to stitch it so that you have it done in time for to stitch along to start, but I didn't do that, so I am stitching the border kind of as I go, but I didn't film myself stitching the border because I like to bring a cross stitch project with me on the way to work. Well, like if I get to work early, then I'll sit in the parking lot and stitch on something. So I've been bringing this one in the morning and working on the border. So that's why I didn't do it in front of the camera. But so in the Facebook group, it's actually really fun to scroll through the posts in there because there's so many different variations. Like, people will change up the colors or even like part of the pattern. And it's just really fun to see everyone's different creations and variations and stuff. And even like with the border, there's a lot of different variations among the group. And it's just really fun to look at. There's one person who is stitching, who is color converting the patterns, and her whole project is based around the color purple, and it is really pretty. And then, yeah, it's just like really nice to see everyone's different ideas. And I didn't change anything on this one, but I do change some on a couple of the patterns, which I will talk about once we get there. But I didn't want to change up too much just because, one, I'm not that creative, and two, it's just a lot easier and faster for me to just follow the pattern as it is. So just a couple of changes where I felt like it was, I don't know, what I wanted to do, or even there was a couple times I've changed the pattern so far to make it actually stitch a little bit faster. And honestly, the reason that I like purposely am trying to make it go a little bit faster is because I don't have a lot of time to stitch anymore. So, and if I put too much time into this one, then I won't be able to stitch on anything else. So that is why I changed a couple of them to stitch a little bit faster. But there is day 1, the witch's feet. Alright, so here's day 2. Let me pull up the email from day 2 so I can read off the little paragraph she put with it. Okay, so pattern 2 is a crystal ball. I should honestly wait to tell you what it is so you can see if you can guess, but that's okay. This one is going to be a crystal ball. And the paragraph she put with this email says, "The crystal ball is an object which is used by witches and fortune tellers to foresee the future. It has been used for thousands of years to predict one's future, dating back to the Roman Empire. Even the British Queen Elizabeth I was advised with the use of a crystal ball by one of her consultants. Just before the appearance of a vision, the ball is said to mist up from within." So that's the little paragraph that she included in the email for the crystal ball. And I actually really didn't know that much about crystal balls, so even that little paragraph is very informative. I honestly don't even know that much about Halloween or like the history behind it or anything, because I don't know, I haven't really watched many Halloween movies or anything like that, to be honest. I think I saw Hocus Pocus for the first time last Halloween, and really even then I wasn't paying attention that good, so yeah. But I do love like Halloween decorations and that kind of thing, but yeah, I'm not like super into the history behind it really. And that's just because I've never really looked into it, I guess. I don't know. But and also when I was a kid, we weren't even allowed to watch Wizards of Waverly Place, which was on Disney Channel, because it has like wizards in it, which is like against the Bible, I guess. I don't really know. But yeah, we weren't allowed to watch even that. So a lot of the Halloween movies even on Disney Channel, we were not allowed to watch. So I guess that's why I wasn't ever really into it, but we're allowed to now. And obviously, I mean, I'm 19, I can watch what I want, but yeah, as I went through high school, I was allowed to watch Halloween movies. I just, obviously, because I wasn't allowed to in elementary school, I guess I just never really had that interest. So, anyways, I like Halloween and Halloween decorations, but I do not know a lot about the history behind it. So, again, I did not change anything with this pattern. I did see a lot of conversions with this one because a lot of people didn't like the pink, but pink is my favorite color, so of course I went with the pink. Although I will say there's 2 different pinks in this crystal ball, and you can barely tell. Like, I think it's supposed to make a little pattern with the darker pink, but you can't really tell. So I think that's also another reason people have changed colors, is to make things more clear. But I like the pink, so it's fine. And as you can see, I still hadn't done anything with the border. And even the box where my needle minder is at is not even done. So definitely was behind on that. But honestly, yeah, so I haven't had a ton of time to even stitch. These have been like the only things I've been stitching on. Really. There's been like a couple of other things that I put literally maybe 50 or less stitches into, which is bad because I'm supposed to be completing a page a week on pandemic, which has not happened. You can see that in my Flosstube video tomorrow that I'm going to post tomorrow. I am really, really behind on where I should be to complete pandemic by the end of the year. I was going to finish it by the end of the year, and then I realized at the pace I was going that I could finish it by the middle of November. But once college and my 2 jobs started back up, that has proven to not really be a realistic goal. I can still finish it by the end of the year, but November, I'm not sure that's going to happen. Who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe after, I don't know. I don't really know. I will talk about that tomorrow in my Flosstube video. But yeah, so if you were anticipating me finishing pandemic by November, which I know Noah from Noah Stitches has talked about a couple of times in his Flosstubes, whenever he talks about pandemic, he mentions my name and how I have plans to finish it by November. And I'm like, I just don't know if that's going to happen anymore. But I'm still going to try. And I definitely want to finish it before the end of 2020. So, and I still can do that. I'm over halfway. So I can definitely get that done if I just put a little bit more time into it. Oh, I forgot to tell. I've been writing down how long each day the pattern has taken me. So the witch's legs took 39 minutes. I didn't write down exact seconds, so sorry if you wanted to know the exact. But yeah, the witch's legs took me 39 minutes, and then this crystal ball actually took 42 minutes. Which I don't really know why, because it was a lot of just, I think there's only 3 colors in it. And it's a lot of just straight lines. But anyways, it took me 42 minutes. So I also was watching YouTube, some Flosstube while stitching. So that, of course, slows me down a little bit. But 42 minutes for a little pattern like this, I guess, is pretty good. I don't know. I can't really tell if I'm a fast stitcher or not. Which, not that it matters. It really doesn't. But it's just kind of fun to look at sometimes. See how many stitches you can get done in a certain amount of time. Anyways, I kind of think it's fun to look at that. But in the long term, it does not really matter how fast or slow you are at stitching. Because it's just a hobby for fun. Also, my nails do change, I think, not in the next pattern, but the pattern after that. Because as you can see, they are really grown out. I get acrylics all of the time. I always have acrylics on my nails, which is probably really bad for my nails, but like my natural nails, but my natural nails do not grow out. They are so weak. Even like when I've given my nails a break from acrylics, like during quarantine or like lockdown or whatever, when I didn't get my nails done for like 5 months, 6 months, I don't know. When I didn't get my nails done for a really, really long time, even then, like, and they were like pretty much completely healed, like grown out from where I had acrylics. They were still so weak. So, and I like to have long nails, so my option is acrylics, and that's okay. I figured like if I just have acrylics on for the rest of my life, like it doesn't really matter if my natural nails are ruined or not, you know? I don't really know if that's possible to like never take my acrylics off ever again. I guess if another pandemic happens, then they will be coming off again. But, oh, I switched patterns. I didn't even realize. I was looking away from my screen. But anyways, I'm on day 3 now, and it is a broom. So let me pull up the email for this one. All right, so, oh, there's not really a paragraph for this one. It just says, just the traditional way for witches to get around town. That's all. Just one sentence. But I do change the pattern a little bit on this one. So I felt like it was kind of hard to tell what it was. And I saw some people changing it up in the Facebook group, so I decided I wanted to do that as well, which I'm still not completely happy with the way it looks, so I might go in and even change it again. But, so on the broom, like, what are they called? Like the bristles of the broom? I don't know. I did backstitch, so I just did like long back stitches, as you can see, to create that kind of like broom textured look. I don't know, but I think I need to make them longer. Like it looks kind of short and stubby, so I don't know. I might go back and change it. I might not. I don't know. Also, when I took the hoop off, the back stitches kind of like look very loose compared to when it's like tight inside the hoop. So I also don't really know what to do about that, but anyways, I'm just going to leave it how it is for now. And then I guess like this purple stuff on the broom pattern is supposed to be like what the broom... No, I don't really know. I guess it's just filler. I was going to say what the broom is supposed to be cleaning up, but it's not supposed to be cleaning up anything. It's just the witch's, like, automobile. Transportation. I don't know. I guess the purple part is just filler kind of thing. I don't know. But, okay, so the broom took me 35 minutes, so a little bit shorter than the past 2. I was like using a timer on the computer to time when I was doing these, but then I realized that because I was recording it, I could obviously just look at the length of the recorded video to see how long it took, which makes a lot more sense. And as you can see, I still had not done any more on the border yet. So, like I said, with pandemic, I was supposed to be doing two pages from my last Flosstube to this Flosstube I'm about to post tomorrow. I was supposed to have 2 more pages completed, and I probably have like half of a page. So, that is really kind of disappointing. But, like I said, because like I do have 2 jobs plus college now, so I have like maybe an hour or 2, if I'm lucky, to stitch. if that's what I choose to focus on for the day. So for like in my 2 hours of free time, if that's what I choose to do with that, because literally that's all my free time is like 2 hours a day. So sorry, my throat is getting dry from talking so much, but okay, sorry, I was drinking some water. Ugh. Okay. So I guess I can talk about like my jobs. I kind of have talked about it in my Flosstubes, but if you're new or if you're just kind of still interested, I work in a middle school, the middle school that I actually went to, and I work in the office as I guess technically my job description is an instructional assistant. I'm an IA, technically. But I actually just work in the office as like answering the phone calls and just doing stuff like that. Office things, making copies, all that kind of stuff. So I work there at the middle school Monday through Friday, 10 to 2. And then I also work at a daycare inside of a gym. Well, I guess like not daycare, but like the childcare area where the parents can drop off their kids while they work out. And I work there 3 times a week from 3:45 to 7. So there's 3 days a week that I work 10 to 2 and then 3:45 to 7. That's on Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And then on Tuesdays, I obviously work at the middle school, and then I have like Zoom class for college on Tuesday nights. And then on Friday afternoons and nights, I can do like schoolwork and cross stitch and all that kind of stuff. So, anyways, my week is pretty busy. But I also like to be busy, like I'm not complaining. Basically the reason I have 2 jobs, because what happened was I worked at the gym, childcare, and then they shut down because of the pandemic, obviously, in March. And so from March to like July, I just wasn't working because I didn't really want to go out and work in the middle of a pandemic. And then so at the end of July, I was like, okay, I was waiting for the gym to open back up because I like wanted to work there again, obviously. But they just weren't opening back up, so I had to start applying to other jobs, basically. And so then I got the job at the middle school, and then literally the day I went in to interview at the middle school, my gym job, like the daycare job, called me and said that they were looking for people to come back because they're planning on opening back up. So anyways, that's why I have 2 jobs now, because I wanted to go back to the gym, but I also had already accepted the job at the middle school, so I was like, it's fine, like I'll just do both. So that's what happened. That's why I have 2 jobs. I don't really need to have 2 jobs right now, but it's fine. Okay, so we're on day 4. Let me pull up the email. Oh, I also made some conversions on this one on accident and one on purpose. So let me read the little paragraph that was sent with the email, and then I will explain that. So the paragraph says, spell books or grimoires are a magical textbook containing instructions on how to create... Oh, that's not right. Let me restart. There's a word I cannot pronounce in this paragraph, so I'm going to skip it. But it says, spell books are a magical textbook containing instructions on how to to create magical objects or perform magical spells. The first spell books were created in Europe and the Far East and date back to 300 BC. So that's the paragraph that was included with the email about the spell books. There is a typo in there, I think, which is why I was having a hard time reading it. But anyways, so for some reason I accidentally, the accidental change in day 4 pattern is that this orange part is supposed to be green. So it's like the spells coming out of the book, it's supposed to be green, and for some reason I accidentally stitched it with orange. I don't know how that happened, but it happened, and it's okay. I guess the spells can be orange. I don't know. Is that weird? Are they supposed to be green? I don't really know. Like I said, I don't know anything about Halloween. I don't know if the spells are supposed to be green or if it's okay that they're orange. But I'm leaving it as orange because I'm literally way too lazy to undo stitches. I do not frog ever. So I'm not doing it. But I also changed the shape of the spells, so it was one big green blob of spells coming out of the spell book, but I actually changed it to look like it was just coming out of the center of the book, which obviously you can't see yet because I haven't started the book. And then I also changed how the book looks as well. I did some more those long back stitches to create the pages, which you'll see in a second. I felt like there was so much stitches on this pattern, how she had it charted, that it was kind of hard to tell what it was. Some people have been just stitching how the pattern was given, but then adding just regular backstitch around it to make it a little bit clearer. But I'm way too lazy to do that. So basically I'm just making it easier for myself and just making the patterns contain less stitches. So, and now you can see that I put in Halloween at the top and started on one of the little cauldrons. That's what they're called, right? Cauldron? I think that's what it's called. But there's still a lot more to go on the border. But I got that part done in the morning in the parking lot before I went into work. And I actually blended 2 colors for the Halloween. So I blended the dark orange and black. Oh, by dark orange, I actually bought the kit that she put out for this SAL. So on her Etsy shop, she put out a limited amount of kits to buy for the SAL, where you could obviously provide your own fabric and flosses, but I bought the kit because it was a lot easier for me to just do it that way. And so when I say the dark orange, I mean the one that was provided with the kit. They are just DMC colors, but I don't have the list in front of me right now, so I cannot actually tell you exactly what colors those are, but yeah. So I did blend 2 colors to write Halloween. And as you can see now, I'm doing the long stitches to resemble the books, the pages of the book. So it's a book that's laying open. It was kind of hard for me to see that at first, but the backstitch definitely helped it to come to life a little bit. But yeah, it's like a book laying open. And then the spells are coming out of it. Sorry, I got the water and now I can't stop drinking it. Oh, and obviously you can also see my nails. So that's how they are right now. It's actually a really, really dark blue, not black. I think the thing is, I think the nail polish changes colors because inside with fake lighting, it looks black, but then outside with the sunlight, it's blue. So I'm not really sure what that's about. And then also, there's like a little design on my ring finger nails. Just like a little plaid fall design. But yeah, so there is day 4. And now we're moving on to day 5, which is on the next row. So let me get the little paragraph. All right. So day 5 is actually an eyeball. So it's an eye of newt is what it says. I don't really know what that means, but the paragraph says, oh, maybe the paragraph will help me know what that means. I haven't actually read all the paragraphs, so I'm reading them as you are hearing them. So it says, for witches, the eye of newt was a very popular ingredient to include in potions and brews. It is said the eye of newt is not actually a literal eye, but a mustard seed, which is used to give potion ingredients weird or gross names to prevent other people from practicing witchcraft. Toe of frog is actually buttercup, and wool of bat are holly leaves. Oh, so it's not actually supposed to be an eye? It's a mustard seed? I don't know. That kind of confused me. But I stuck to the pattern on this one. No changes were made. Oh, shoot. The spell book took me 50 minutes, actually. That one took me a long time for some reason. 50 minutes, almost a whole hour. And then this eyeball took me 46 minutes. So, another long one. I don't really know why the eyeball took me that long. It seems like a long time. 46 minutes? I don't know. But yeah, a lot of people have been doing conversions on this eyeball as well, because some people made it like their eye color, so like green or brown. And then some people like got freaked out by the eyeball and did like a jar of eyeballs instead, which I guess, I don't know why that creeps people out any less, but I saw a lot of people doing that, like a little jar filled with eyeballs. And then some people, you'll see in a second when I do the red part, I guess it's supposed to be like the veins. Instead of doing like full crosses, some people backstitched the eyeball veins, which I thought about doing, and I almost did that, but then I was like, that takes more work and thought than I feel like doing tonight. When I was doing this pattern, I was like, I don't feel like putting that much thought into it, so I just followed the pattern. And I still really like the way it looks, so that's okay. Although I will say that light blue really does blend into the blue of the fabric, which it's fine when the white is around it, but the standalone blue stitches kind of are just lost in the fabric, especially in person. I actually, like, you can see the sparkly pumpkin in the background on my rug and like the little pumpkins. I like set up an area to have as the background for my little video, but you can't really ever see it because I have to have the fabric and the hoops so close to the camera, so that was kind of pointless, but I left it there anyways. You can kind of see it right now. But yeah, I don't really know why the eye freaked out so many people. I saw a lot of that in the Facebook group, and I'm not really sure why. It's just an eye. I don't know. I guess some people just don't like eyeballs. I don't really know. But I will say my setup for this video, like I haven't taken the setup down. It's just like my tripod with my phone over top. It's hard to explain, but anyways, the way that I'm sitting doing these stitch alongs hurts my back. Like, and I can't figure out a better way to sit to have my camera propped up, or my phone. It's really just my phone. my phone propped up above. Like, this is the best way that I could come up with, but it hurts my back to sit like this. So I'm not really sure what to do about that, but I just power through it, you know. Gotta do it for the video. I'm just kidding. I want to do it for the video. I want to be comfortable, but I don't know how else to do it, so anyways. Okay, actually this eyeball is taking me a really long time. I'm like running out of things to talk about with him. I just called the eyeball him. But I'm running out of things to talk about while you watch me stitch the eyeball. I really do enjoy stitch-alongs, and I think that, like, it's fun, obviously, to get, like, the different patterns every day, and you don't know what it's going to be until you, like, open up the email. However, it is taking up a lot of my stitching time, which is kind of annoying because I like to work on other things and rotate things. But I also, like, get stressed out when I'm behind on stitch-alongs. So I don't know. I do want to join the winter one that she's doing, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I should, because then that might be the only Christmas stitching that I even do. So I don't know. But at the same time, if I do keep up with this Halloween SAL, which this video is keeping me accountable, if I do keep up with it and get it finished by October 31st, I mean, that's really cool. Like, a finish in a month is really good, especially for me because I've only been stitching since March, really. I've talked about it a couple times in my Flosstubes, but I picked up my first cross stitch in September of last year, September 2019, and then I put it down until March of this year. It was the very beginning of March. So before the pandemic, it wasn't like a thing I picked up because of pandemic. It was before that, but I picked that project back up and I finished it, and I've been cross-stitching consistently ever since March. But I've only had 3 finishes ever. So, and two of them were dimensions kit, and the other one was some baseballs for, like, it was a baseball pattern for my boyfriend's birthday. So really, I only have 2 cross-stitch finishes in my possession, and I have like 30 whips. Maybe 30 might be an exaggeration, but I have like over 15 whips, and I've only had 3 finishes. So I don't know. If I can finish this by the end of October, that would be really cool, so I can have another finish and actually feel like I'm getting something accomplished. But obviously, I'm very much a process stitcher. Like, I very much enjoy just the process of it more than I care about having finishes. Because obviously, if I cared about having finishes, I probably would have given up by now. Or just focused on actually one thing. But anyways. So maybe the stitch-alongs are good for me so that I actually get things done. Okay, so day 6. Alright, so day 6 is actually a cauldron. And I also changed up this pattern, so I will talk about that. But the paragraph she sent in the email with the cauldron says, even though the cauldron is just a large cast iron pot which can be used for cooking and making potions, it is widely considered as a part of the witchcraft folklore in Western culture. This is mainly due to the cauldron being part of popular fiction, such as Shakespeare's Macbeth. Apart from magical potions, a cauldron could contain also gold and treasures according to Irish folklore. So there's our little lesson today. But so I did change what's coming out of the cauldron? I don't really know. Potion? Yeah. I did change up the green potion that comes out of the cauldron so that it looks like it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of hard to explain since you can't actually see the pattern that we were given, but the way it was given, it's just like a big blob of potion coming out, and I wanted it to look more like it was kind of like flowing out, or like, I don't really know how to explain it. You'll see once I start doing the green how I changed it, obviously, but I can't show you how it like looks, how she gave it to us. But anyways, I changed it. Really, another big reason I changed it is because it was a lot faster to stitch. So, did I tell you how long the eye took? I don't remember. Oh yeah, because it was a long one. Okay, so the cauldron was actually fast, and that's probably because I changed it to have a lot less stitches than it was charted. So the cauldron took me 33 minutes, which is the fastest up to this point. But there is one coming that was faster. But anyways, yeah, this one took 33 minutes. I should have probably used 3 strands for that black because you can see the fabric through it, but I honestly just don't really care enough to do that. So anyways, I actually kind of like the way it looks when the fabric shows through sometimes, like on certain projects. I think that the fabric poking through actually looks kind of cool. Maybe I'm just weird, I don't know. Also, that little part right there was because I stitched into the back of the other piece of the fabric. But luckily I noticed right away and I fixed it. Oh, speaking of cauldrons, in 5th grade, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember in 5th grade we had to write an essay, or like, I guess it wasn't really, we didn't call them essays in 5th grade, but we had to write a paper about like witch's brew, and we had to include like things in it. Like it was weird. I can't remember exactly what it was. We had to include the 5 senses into our witch's brew, like cauldron. We had to write a paper about the 5 senses and like include it in there. And then like near or on Halloween, all the 5th grade classes got into one room, and the teachers had like put our papers together to make like one long story, or like to combine our stories together, I guess. It wasn't like everyone's paper combined. They just picked a couple. But anyways, they combined some of the papers of the 5th graders to make like one combined story about witches brew, I guess. And then like they had like little snacks afterwards. Like, you know, those like cookies that look like broken off like fingers that people do around Halloween. They had like those and like other like Halloween themed snacks and candies, which is kind of weird because I remember like there was a student who couldn't participate because she didn't celebrate Halloween or like any holidays, so it's kind of weird that they had us do that, honestly. But anyways, it was kind of like really fun, and they like read the story to us and the like with the lights off, and had like a fake little cauldron with like fake gross things in it, like spaghetti noodles and stuff like that. And we had to like put our hand in and feel the soup or whatever, the potion or whatever it was. I don't know. Obviously, that kind of story will not happen for 5th graders this year because you cannot do that kind of thing with a pandemic, unfortunately. I honestly feel so bad for people who are still, like students who are in elementary school, especially during a pandemic, because things are so different. And they're probably missing out on so much that I haven't even thought of. It's definitely a different way of learning, for sure. In my area, the kindergarten through second graders go to school every day, so Monday through Friday. And then the third through fifth graders only go, I think, 2 times a week. Yeah, and then middle school and high school all go 2 times a week. So there's group 1 and there's group 2. So they either go Monday and Thursday or Tuesday and Friday. And then everyone has off on Wednesdays for like the teachers to make their virtual plans and all that kind of stuff. So that's what my area is doing, and we've been doing that since kind of like the middle of August. There's been like a couple of cases, but nothing crazy, and so yeah, it's working out fine, and for now, so we'll see. But okay, so this is pattern number 6. So, number 7. Right, is this number 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Okay, so number 7 is potion bottles. So the paragraph with this email says, potions can be used for various purposes, such as healing people, poisoning enemies, or to make people fall in love. Witches and alchemists have been creating potions for centuries, and even today, potions are still being created using natural ingredients, for instance, to cure a headache. So there's our paragraph for the potion bottles. Again, I've seen so many different changes to the potion bottle pattern, but I pretty much kept it the same, except I changed the color of the outside of the bottle, so you can barely honestly see this color. So that was a bad decision on my part, but it is a light gray, and you can see it better in person than on camera. But because the way she had it, the pattern, it was like the outside of the bottle was light green with the dark green in the inside, and I just kind of wanted the outside to look like glass, I guess. I don't know. So I chose to do it as a light gray instead of light green, but you can kind of barely see it. But the other potion bottle, which you don't see yet, I did the outline in actually white, like the eyeball white, so you can see that one a little bit better. I contemplated backstitching the potion bottle that I'm doing right now with the light gray outline, but like backstitching it in like a black, but I don't know. I didn't do it. Maybe I will add it. Who knows? The answer is probably I won't, but we'll see. I have like my AirPods in to kind of catch the audio, so it sounds a little bit better than if I was just talking straight to my phone. But that does probably mean that because I'm drinking water, it sounds like so aggressive, so I apologize. But my throat is getting dry from talking so much. Darn it. Okay, so I told you about the college run. Okay, so the potion bottles took 33 minutes as well. So the cauldron took 33 minutes, and the potion bottles literally also took 33 minutes. And I also might have not included some of the little... Yeah, so she had some, like, green dots to fill in around the bottles, but I did not do that part. Because honestly, I ran out of the green when I was filling in that potion bottle. Like, I was on the very last little bit, and so I didn't have enough to do the little dots of green. So I just didn't do it. Because I didn't want to cut off a whole new strand just to do, like, 2 little stitches. So I didn't. But some people added in like 3 potion bottles instead of 2. That's why I don't understand. Like, I don't know how people do that kind of thing, because I would so mess up if I tried to change the pattern that much. Oh, and one person in the Facebook group did like love potion bottles. So it was like red and pink with like a heart in the middle of the big potion bottle. It was so cute. I almost like contemplated, I keep saying that word. I almost decided to do the love potion bottles, but I don't know. I just didn't. Just stuck to the little pattern for the most part. So I need y'all to let me know if you like this kind of video, or like if you're still watching to this point. I think this video is going to be like an hour long. There is still one more pattern. I'm just going ahead and saying this. But if you guys enjoy this type of video, please let me know, because if nobody's like watching this and then like cares about it, then I probably won't continue like with the rest of the days. Because my plan, basically, I didn't really ever explain. So my plan was to release 4 of these videos in October. So 1 for every Saturday in October, the last one being on Halloween. I guess 4 little bonus videos. But if nobody really cares and nobody watches this one, then there's no point in doing the other 3. So yeah, if you're still watching, just let me know if this is something you're interested in, I guess. Okay, so now we're on to the last day for this video. So this is day 8. Yeah, day 8. And it is... Oh, wait, I'm wrong. This is not the last one. Sorry. Okay, so this is the second to last one. It's because I had not finished the next block yet in this video, but there is still one more. Sorry. Okay, so I'm probably being so confusing. So there's this one that you're watching right now, and then there's one more for this video. So anyways, this is day 8, and it is a black cat. So the paragraph says, the black cat is a witch's most loyal familiar, but sometimes a black cat can also be a shape-shifted witch. In most Western countries, a black cat is a symbol for bad luck, but Japanese, British, and Irish folklore, a black cat can also be considered a positive omen. So, I think we all kind of, well, obviously in England, Ireland, and Japan, it's seen as a good thing. But if you live in America, you probably already know, you definitely already know that black cats are seen as bad luck. But honestly, I don't really believe in luck that much, so yeah, it's just a cat. I'm not really sure what that like top little black thing is supposed to be, but if you have any ideas of what that's supposed to be in this pattern, then let me know, because I have no idea. So okay, I'm gonna come back. The black cat took me 19 minutes, so this one did not take very long at all, probably because there's only 2 colors and it's mainly black, and also because I made the cat a little bit skinnier than he was charted. So I basically left out an entire row of the cat. I didn't leave him that skinny that you see him right now, but I did leave out like an entire row on purpose, because I thought it was okay if he was a little skinny cat. He also kind of looks like my dog, but that's okay. So it's currently, while I'm recording myself talking, it's currently 11 o'clock at night. So my parents and my sister are probably wondering why I'm talking to myself in my room at 11 o'clock at night. But I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to you lovely people. So, anyways, So yeah, it's Friday night, so I am hoping to get this done and uploaded tomorrow. And then, yeah, so this cat really did not take long at all. There's just like a couple of yellow stitches, which I see them as little stars and like the moon. But I also there was like a yellow dot near the cat's foot, and I was like, well, I don't want the dot near the cat's foot because it's supposed to be stars, right? I mean, I guess there could be a star by his foot. Maybe he's floating in space. Maybe the black thing is a spaceship. I'm just kidding. Okay. I really need to go to bed, obviously. Alright, so this is actually the last pattern for this video. And it is day 9, an owl. So the paragraph says, owls represent wisdom and vigilance in Western culture, which makes it the perfect animal to fit with witches and witchcraft. In other cultures, such as African and Native American culture, owls represent death and are seen as bringers of supernatural danger. Oh. Okay, so I was actually wrong. I guess, there is kind of an overall theme of witches. I don't know. Anyways. I don't think I made any changes to this pattern. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, no, I did not make any changes to this one. I just stitched it how it is. And I really like the colors of this block, so. This one took 39 minutes. So average for myself. Again, like I said, I was watching YouTube and also probably eating some snacks while I was stitching, so that does add a little bit of time. So yeah, anyways, like I said, please let me know if you enjoy this type of video and you want me to post the other 3 for the stitch along. But if nobody is watching these and cares, then I just won't do it, because as much as I enjoy watching myself stitch in fast motion, I don't know if anybody else would enjoy that. So, and it does take a little bit extra work than if I were just to sit in my bed and do the stitch along. So if nobody's watching, there's no point in putting the extra work into filming it. So yeah, please let me know if you want me to do the other days, if anyone's even watching. I know some people probably would prefer just to watch it, watch somebody stitch in real time, not fast, not fast forwarded. But if I didn't put this in fast forward, then the video would be 5 hours, and then obviously nobody would watch that. So I had to pick and choose my battles. But yeah, the little owl takes up the whole box, so the other ones are kind of spacious, and that's also because I left out stitches in the other ones. But that's okay. I really like how that book on day 4 looks, the spell book, but it's the same thing with when I take the hoop off, it looks very flimsy and loose. Because obviously when I stitched it with the hoop, so it's all nice and tight, and then when I take the hoop off, it loosens and looks a little bit weird. So I don't really know what to do about that, but that is the situation with the spell book. But yeah, hopefully if I do come back next Saturday with the next 7 patterns, would that be 7? I don't know. Hopefully if I do come back and y'all want to see this video, I have more of the outside of the border done, because right now it's looking very bare. Right there where that black cauldron is, there's supposed to be like stuff bubbling down the side all the way down to past like the little book, the spell book. So, and there's stuff like all down the side of the border. And on top of Halloween, it says 2020 with like a skull and like all this stuff. So I really need to work on the border, but I really need to find the time to work on it and also work on other things. So it's a balance, you know, having to schedule my life around my cross stitch. That's what I do. Everything is scheduled around my cross stitch. I'm like, okay, when will I have time to cross stitch? So I bring my cross stitch with me to do it in the morning in the parking lot, like I said. And then the days that I go to my other job, if I have time, I will also stitch in between there. And then when I get off in the night time, which I have to eat dinner and stuff. And like, so basically I have like 2 hours at nighttime. So I guess really I have like 2 hours and 30 minutes a day, if I'm lucky, to stitch. So, which I guess is kind of like a good amount, but at the same time, like, that's 2 hours and 30 minutes free time total in my day. So I don't actually spend all of that stitching because I have other things that I want and need to do. And like during during like lockdown and stuff, I had like 12 hours a day to do whatever I wanted. So I was getting a lot more done now. I mean, then than I am now. So now I actually have to like plan around cross stitch, which is kind of annoying. I just want to go back to when I could cross stitch for 12 hours a day. Just kidding. I really don't want to go back to that. That was really kind of getting repetitive and boring. So, like I said, I do like to be busy. It's just sometimes I'm like, wow, I wish I had more time in the day. But yeah, my owl is almost done, and then that will be this video all complete. So like I said, I am posting a Flosstube tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. I'll talk about my other whips and show my other whips, which is not a ton, but that's okay. So there's a little owl's eyeballs and beak. I guess it's called a beak. I don't really know. His face. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my videos. Oh, I guess I'm doing a little bit more that I forgot about. But anyways, yeah, so subscribe, like this video, and please let me know if you want to continue to see the rest of the days. And I'll see you tomorrow in my Flosstube. Bye.